Hey everyone, it's Santiago. Thank you so much for getting back onto the YouTube channel. I'm going to go over how one of our AI agents scheduled 20 appointments for one of our clients this past week. And I'm going to show you how to set one of these up for yourself completely for free. It's really easy to set up as I go through the steps, and how it was able to do it from a campaign they started on Monday of December 29th of last year. So you would think that last week, the year's about to close off, things are going to be a bit slow. But AI was ready to respond to all of the leads that they actually sent out the campaign for and scheduled them for Monday, Tuesday, and the whole week there. They had a total of 20 appointments there, and they're actually working a few of those right now. So it's pretty sweet to see, especially the leverage that this stuff gives you. Even when you're out in the holidays, you can still have it working for you, right? So I have a conversation here that I'm going to highlight about how the AI had a seller conversation with Alondra. She was one of the people that got booked for that week. And so a message was sent out to Alondra on December 29th, that same Monday. And it's an initial SMS message that they had set up for the actual campaign. And it goes like, "Good afternoon, trying to reach Alondra. We're driving through Dallas and saw your property. I'm covering over the address. If you think about letting it go, I'd be happy to throw you an offer. Just shoot me a text back." Your typical, you can switch it up, initial SMS. And unfortunately, Alondra had not responded to us that day. So the automation that's been put in place, there's a message that gets sent out a day later. And so we reach out. Alondra, following up from yesterday, still interested in 25 Drive in Dallas, covering the address. If you're thinking about selling, let's talk numbers. And then she responds at 3:13 p.m. I am trying to sell my property. AI picks up the conversation immediately and goes ahead and actually gets things going for us at 3:14 at the same time. Gotcha, Alondra. Can you tell me the address and general condition? Also, what's got you looking to sell, and how soon are you hoping to get this one? So we're clarifying some details there. And unfortunately, she did not respond to us at that same time either. So then the message was sent out on the 31st, New Year's Eve. "Hey, Alondra, just wanted to follow up and see if you're still thinking about selling. Let me know if you want to chat about your options." She then gets back to us. "Yes, sorry, I've been busy." Gives the address. "The house is in good condition and needs some updates in the paint and some cosmetic renovations. I'm asking 220 as is." So this is what we like to hear from these sellers. So this is going to be a good one for them. And so the AI responds, "No worries at all. Thanks for getting back to me. Appreciate the details. Just to make sure I understand, are you needing to sell pretty quickly, or is your timeline flexible? And is there a mortgage on the property? We work with homeowners in Dallas on all kinds of solutions, not just one way. So I'd love to chat what fits best for you," right? This is the way we have the AI set up for their account, as they work creative finance deals, they work typical cash deals, and they are very flexible with their terms. So that's the way we've trained the AI to actually have conversations on behalf of them. But if you are a bit more strict, you would set up your prompt so that I'm only looking to, deliver cash deals, especially depending on the type of leads you are working and putting the AI to have conversations through. So she mentions she owes $23,000 on the property. My timeline is flexible. And it gets back to her. "Thanks for sharing that, Alondra. Got it, $23,000 owed, and you're not in a rush. Since the house just needs cosmetic updates, we've got a few different ways we could help. Cash, owner finance, subject to, just like I mentioned. Would you be open to a quick call to walk through your options and see what might work best for you? I can check my earliest availability and let you know what's open. Want me to do that?" 3:20, she says she's at work. I get out at 5 p.m., so the AI picks that up. Perfect. I've got openings today, Wednesday 31st at 5 p.m., 5:30 to 6. Any of these work, so you can hop on a call and go over your options and let me know which one fits best. Unfortunately, it doesn't get back to us again, so Alondra hasn't been the most responsive. So a message gets sent out a day later, as we actually had it turned off for the first. So a few days later, the follow-up gets sent out. "Hey, Alondra, just wanted to check in and see if now's a good time to chat. If you still want to go over your options, let me know if that works." She mentions, "I'm at work. Can you call me after 5 p.m.? Gives out the time slots that they have available on their calendar. Which one works best for you, or do you want to look at another day? She then mentions 5:30. Awesome, you're set for Friday, January 2nd at 5:30. Call gets scheduled, and now they're working that actually. Again, from start to finish, no human interaction. That was all the automated system making sure to follow up, and even the AI having its own set of follow to make sure to get that lead booked on their calendar. So that's the power of how setting these up can really, really leverage your business and unlock leads that previously you wouldn't have got to. You'd have had to make sure your VAs are on top of them. And even during the holidays, it's going to be difficult to remember to follow up, but the system does that all for you. So here we have another conversation. This is an agent conversation. So a lot of the times, another way you can get off-market deals is by reaching out to real estate agents about property that they may have any sort of pocket listings. So here's another client account where they actually sent out a message on the 5th. So this one's even more recent. And they started a conversation with them. "Hey, James," covering the name of who actually sent the message. "Wanted to connect and ask you something real quick about houses in your area." They send out a very broad message to real estate agents to try to connect. They then mention, "How can I help you?" AI responds immediately again, "I'm looking to connect. I plan on buying a place in the area and wanted to see if it makes sense to work together." Very broad. I'm open to speak. This is the way they have it trained up for themselves. I appreciate that. Do you work with investors much, or is your focus more on retail buyers? And then it responds, I actually do commercial brokerage. However, I'm a broker, so I have no limits. At best, I can place you with the right agent. Yeah, it picks it up again. Got it. Thanks for letting me know. If you ever come across any single family or small multifamily fixers, especially off market, I'd love to hear about them, but totally understand if that's not your lane. Either way, good connecting. Always staying positive and even giving details on exactly what type of properties they're actually looking to buy, especially off markets like we mentioned. Well, I actually have an off market home, which is great, that I'm pushing for someone I know. It's in Ellenwood. He still occupies the home, but is looking for a quick sale. His wife transitioned and he doesn't desire to be there. He wants to downsize. So we've got, your typical distress seller situation that could be good for an investor here. And then he mentions, I also get some leads from time to time for investors. Then actually gives the address of the property. I'm covering that right now. He is flexible on the transition as long as he is compensated fairly based on transaction type. AI picks up. Thanks for sharing that. Sorry to hear about his situation. Do you have any photos of the property? Can you tell me a bit about the condition? And is he open to letting people in for a walkthrough? Pushing the conversation forward. And then the workflow gets triggered since it detects that there's actually a property. So the main goal of the initial bot, or the first AI that's having the conversation here, is to qualify them to see if they work with investment properties. But since James actually mentioned to us that he has one, it then triggers our automation that actually pushes it over to our other bot, which detects that there's a property available and hands it over to the one that collects property details from this point on. So you'll see here, opportunities get created, things get moved in the pipeline all for you. And that's what the system is doing here. And I'm going to show you how the automation can go ahead and do that for you whenever we actually set it up. And then continuing with the conversation, James mentions, I instructed for him to send me pictures. It's in good shape, some cosmetic repairs to read to what you may desire, but overall, it's a good opportunity. He is open to showing. He is a school administrator, so we just have to coordinate. And now contact field updated. This is something that we actually have set up within the AI as well, to where it's going to collect those details as soon as the agent gives us mention about the condition of the property or address and price and things like that. So if we scroll over here, you can see that the property condition was actually collected, and it's the same details that were mentioned there. It's in good shape, some cosmetic repairs to bring it to what you may desire, but overall it's a good opportunity. That gets stored into the actual lead whenever you're actually looking to get back and pick up the conversation. So yeah, it continues. Great info. Thanks. What's his target price, or what is he hoping to get for it? He then mentions he is open to short selling or doing an assignment with a cash out relative to each one. He is open to offer. So it seems like a very flexible seller here. I'll need to review all the details with my team before discussing any numbers. What's his ballpark asking price or payoff amount? I instructed him to get the payoff from the bank, so he's still looking to get those details. Perfect. Thanks for checking on that. Do you have a rough idea of the after repair value and what you estimate for repair costs? And updating those details as well. Contact field gets updated that the address is this one here. So that gets stored from the initial conversation. I'm checking on it. He just mentioned this to me on Friday. No problem at all. Once you have photos, payoff, and a sense of ARV or repairs, just send them over. I'll review everything quickly and get back to you. Thanks, James. Looking at ARV, he mentions ARV. Thanks a lot. Gives more details here. As you can see, the AI is having a phenomenal conversation with the real estate agent, just collecting everything. Then there's another workflow that gets triggered to just let you know that all of the details have been connected, like address, price, condition, and ends basically the AI from having the conversation there. And now you can actually pick it up. So then the client actually goes ahead and picks up the conversation and is now working that lead, right? So again, from start to finish, that all happened by itself with AI just picking up the conversation as soon as they mentioned that they could help us. So I'm going to show you now what it looks like to actually set one of these up, and it's going to be very simple. I actually have here a demo account within Go High Level. You would sign up for Go High Level, and we also include a snapshot that will come if you actually sign up through our affiliate link below. Of course, I make some money on it, but I'm just letting you guys know because this includes automations that will help you speed run actually getting this up and running for your business, especially if you work with real estate agents to get off market deals, or if you work with sellers to actually get a cash offer and then lock up those contracts. So any of those types of leads, when you're in the real estate wholesale business or you're just an investor, we can help you out with those. But here I'll show you here from the AI agents tab. After you set up a sub account, you're actually going to go ahead and create an AI, and you're going to go to conversation AI, agent list, and then you're going to hit create bot. There's one here already for this demo account, but we'll go ahead and create a new one. Create bot, prompt based. I always like to start from scratch. They give you other ways to actually build them out and even the appointment booking, but I like to start from scratch as this gives us the most ability to customize it to exactly the way we want it to be. And especially when it comes to the prompting side of things, that's very crucial for us to make sure that it actually succeeds with what we're trying to have it achieve. So we're going to go ahead and name this intro demo bot. You want to make sure that you give it a name and then set it to autopilot. This is going to be the thing that's going to respond for you automatically 24/7. It's always going to pick up conversations for you. So make sure it's on autopilot, that make sure that it's on. And any sort of communication channels that you work leads for is the ones that you want to make sure to turn on. Go High Level has plenty of these. Mainly for homeowners, you're only going to be talking in SMS, but there's other ones if you work other type of leads. And then your wait time before responding is another big one that you want to make sure to update, as 2 seconds would come off too bottish. So you could do 60 seconds. Some people like to do 80 seconds, things like that. That's varied off. Not super quick, but also quick enough so that where you're keeping the conversation moving forward, and then maximizing the messages sent to 25. I've noticed that the AI actually has never ran into hitting its limit from conversations, just because most of the time you're not going to text that long. You're either going to get on the phone because it's scheduled an appointment, or you've gathered all the details and now it's basically stopped itself, right? So most of the time it never gets past that limit. And they also just added this here within Go High Level to where it can detect images and voice notes, which is absolutely great, especially when working with real estate agents. A lot of the times they're going to send you photos of the property that you're talking about, and the AI can actually detect those images and respond on behalf, and it works really, really good. So make sure you turn that on. And then here, you want to also turn on this feature, which is send the bot to sleep when I send a message manually or through a workflow. This is crucial if you want to pick up the conversation and don't want to make sure that the AI is also responding as you're texting the agent. You would turn this on, and then you can set however long you want the AI to be turned off whenever you send a manual message. So we usually like to set it to 24 hours, as soon as you're responding, you're probably going to be working that lead for the rest of the day. So we'd like to give it to 24 hours. And if you'd like to turn it back on, there's ways to do so, and I can show that. If you're really interested, feel free to reach out and through Instagram or DM me, and I'll go ahead and actually show you how to do that as well. And then you're going to go to bot goals. This is where you're actually going to set up the personality, the goal, and the additional information of the bot. And this is the most important step. A lot of people get this wrong, and prompting it is absolutely crucial to the success of the AI. So there's two components, and it's prompting it properly here. And of course, we're going to use AI. I like to use Claude to actually prompt all of this stuff. So I even have a specific project that's solely just for actually creating these AI agents. And I'll show you here. I've called it my AI Agent Master Builder. And this one's specifically trained with documents and has a set of instructions that's put together in JSON that actually gives me the best output for the knowledge bases that we build for these AI agents. So prompting it for like the actual ones that we set up within Go High Level here, prompting it is very crucial, and I use a project that's been trained and researched on how to build the best ones within Go High Level. And then the same thing for the knowledge base. This is a very crucial point and has given an insane lift to the performance of the AI, because within a knowledge base, you can upload several documents to it. So if I were to actually open this up and connect it, you could upload Google Docs that are filled out with vast amounts of information specifically about the leads you're working, about your company, and having the AI know that information about your business. If you have a website, you can even connect it here, and you'd use the web crawler. You would just paste the URL of your website and then extract data, and the AI and the system's going to get all of the information about the website, and now it's going to be trained on it. You can upload several PDFs here, and even CSV files about objection response libraries is how we have it set up, to where there's tables and tables about ways the AI should respond to certain objections that they get from whether it's real estate agents or homeowners, and making sure that it has all the tools available at its disposal to be able to handle these conversations and never get detected as a bot, and perform honestly better than humans at times, because the responses are so well. And especially if you train it properly, it's going to actually be able to respond just like you would whenever you give it the right instructions. So that's another crucial point. And another thing that a lot of people miss out on is the FAQ section here. This is a great one whenever you're actually starting out to set up your bot and you're seeing the conversation that is happening, because whenever it's actually having conversations, a lot of the times, and I'll show you here, there are steps within the actual AI where they gives you a thumbs up and a thumbs down. And every time you hit the thumbs down, there's going to be a pop-up menu that shows up, and it'll bring up something like this to where you can actually add an FAQ, where it'll show up the question that they just sent, which is the seller's question or the real estate agent's question or whatever lead you're actually working. Their question will show up here, and the way you would like the AI to respond, you can then update here if you didn't like the message you just sent, and you would simply update it here. So this is a very crucial one, and you start building this one over time so that it talks exactly the way you'd want to, on top of all of the other things you've already trained the AI on. And then you make sure that you attach that to the knowledge base of whatever bot you're setting up, and you're going to be set. It's going to perform absolutely amazing. And then you would just connect it to all the other actions that it has here within the bot goals, which is going to be appointment booking and connecting your actual calendar here. This is very simple to do as well within Go High Level, because you'd go to calendars, you'd go to calendar settings, and then go to connections. And then from here, you can actually connect your Google Calendar. And this is going to be the time slots that the AI is going to select. And that was what happened within our client's account, because we connected his Google Calendar here and then made sure that all of these slots were picked out from the windows that he had available. So that's how you to make sure that you always have the time available, and the AI only picks whenever you could actually pick up that call. And then the other actions that you can make sure to set up here for actually finalizing the actual bot is going to be the auto follow-up sequences. As you saw with some of the conversations, they didn't respond immediately. So we have an auto follow-up set up to where it's going to have it respond. You know, you can set it to days, hours, and minutes. I like to do at least 1 day later is whenever we send out a follow-up message. And then you can do 3 days later and change it as many ways as you like, depending on whatever cadence you think you need for your leads. And you can even let AI send the message for you. So it'll generate its own actual message and then send it on your behalf, so that you don't have to provide a custom message. It's going to create one based on the context of the conversation and where it's at that point. So you make sure you add those things. And then the contact info is the other action that has showed up whenever I was showing you guys how it actually collected details like the property address, condition, and other things like that. This is the action where it updated the contact field, and you would do so here. So if, let's say, we mentioned address, you would then have a custom field that's selected. So you could pick this one here that says street address. Within this account, we have one that's specifically for property address. So then we hit that one and then make sure update with address of property. And that's exactly what we want the AI to pick up. Give it a couple examples so it knows, test it, and then you'll see that the AI is going to pick up on the property address when a real estate agent mentions it, or any other lead details that you'd want to connect that the AI can do for you. So things like that are what you'd set up. And then triggering other workflows is an absolute massive key feature within setting up the AIs in Go High Level, because it allows you to kick off other automations that can automate more parts of your system, more parts of your business that in ways before you cannot. So if you really get to playing with this stuff, you could build out a whole system that takes care of all of your front end sales and marketing combined. So it's how powerful the tool is. I have a 1 hour long video showcasing exactly how to build it from start to finish, and even helping you guys build out some of these knowledge bases here. But I wanted to give you an overview on how to start here, and then you can start playing with actually testing out some prompts depending on what leads you're actually working and things like that. So if you're interested or need any sort of help on getting these set up for your business, or if you'd like like us to do this for your business, this is actually what I do with my Revora agency. So you can go ahead, and we'll probably leave a link in the description to where you could book a call or join our school community, where we actually give out other resources that could help you get these set up, because this is absolutely crucial, especially heading into 2026, where if you're still talking to leads manually yourself, there's tools, there's systems out there in place now with AI that makes it so much easier for you to actually run your business and give you that next level of growth that previously would have been a lot more difficult. But now with these tools, it's absolutely doable. So thank you so much for checking out the video. I hope you guys got value from it and enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one.